Alright, so hey guys, first off, I went and brought this new grinder here, bench grinder. I need to change the lens to cover on my thing here, but alright, so I took this wheel off on this side, guys, because I want to have room while I mess with this. I don't want these brake lines to be hitting this other wheel over here. So first off, guys, coming in today, I'm trying to show you, well, how to, if you got old brake lines, they've rusted, these had some surface rust. I went over them with the 3-inch DA. And I'm gonna paint these, but let's say like if you wanted to do this and maybe clear them, you know, just for protection, come in with the grinding wheel here, the bench grinder, and just clean these up for either paint or clear. Up that high, so I'm gonna cut it down some. And the good thing about this bench grinder, that like if it gets too jammed up, it's gonna stall out, guys. So it's kind of hard with some of these angles here. I gotta come in and get creative. Alright, so now that line is polished. It could be polished better, you know, if you was clearing this, but I do got a lot of scratches on here now, something to help the etching primer and the paint stick to the etching primer now. So that's done pretty good. So I already did the long fuel line. I got one more of these to do, and then I got the caliber to caliber on the front of the frame. I got to do them, so I'll come back and show you these guys when I'm all done with these. Sorry guys, hey, I have a mask on here. I'm coming in with this 108 treatment. I already cleaned all of these parts the same way with degreaser, wax and grease remover. And that's just for all the fingerprints that I might, you know, have got from handling these parts without the gloves on. So you wanna make sure you clean these parts up with degreaser, you know, just make sure you got them where
You know, because your fingerprints, your fingers have oil on them, guys. So you want to make sure you clean everything. But now I'm coming through with the 108 treatment. I mean, 801 treatment. Now I'm coming through with the 801 treatment. And it will remove some surface rust, this treatment. So you want to come in, and then it also, it's going to discolor the part, but it's actually putting a coating so the either primer, in this case, I'll be using, I'm going to be using in this case, I'm going to be using etching primer. It's going to make sure the etching primer sticks, you know, to the metal part. So it's going to treat it so that'll work, guys. So, all right. So let me come in and show you here. See the color of that? Now this is the color of the sandblasted metal. Look at the two differences in the colors here, guys.
Alright guys, so this is just the way I do things. I like to stick tissue, napkins, whatever you want to call them, off into my holes here, guys. So that way, got to put some more in this one because I want it pretty much as flush as I can get it. So then that way I'm not sitting around later trying to clean out these holes, guys, because the paint will get off in there, and some of these parts are pretty tight. So if you get too much paint in the holes here, and I like to do it on my threaded surfaces too, I'll come show you here. When you do that, then you're sitting around and you're trying to screw your, the threaded surfaces. You trying to screw your bolt in, and it's just too much paint in there on the thread. So I like to come in and close all of them up, guys. Alright, so now I got all these parts etch prime. This was pour 15, so I put pour 15 etching primer over it. So all of these parts are ready to be painted white now, the brake lines. These are not dry yet, so I'm gonna have to wait. I put it on a little too thick. You really don't need to put it on that thick in there, so I'm gonna have to pay attention to that. But actually, I'm gonna paint this side first, so these can be flipped over while they drying. Alright guys, so I got these painted white, so I actually let these dry. I don't know, I'll probably let them like totally dry to touch, and then that way I can flip them over, because the bottom side of the brake lines are not painted, and the bottom side up under the trail arms and stuff are not painted, So I'll flip it over, do the other side, and as long as you do it within you know, sometimes you can even do it the next day and the paint will still stick. Now see, the thing is, guys, you know, when you paint and you don't scuff, then it can come off, but also with certain enamels and stuff like that too, even though this is an acrylic enamel, but sometimes it'll wrinkle and, you know, wrinkle up if you spray over it after it's cured. But this paint will not be cured in about 5-6 hours, so I come back in here and I flip these over and paint the bottom side. All right, so I got the A arms, upper control arms painted up. Got the brake lines all did. Fuel lines all did. I still got a few more parts I gotta paint, but everything's looking good so far. So I'll let this dry overnight, and then I'll be ready to go.